Welcome to the MTG Rundown. My name's Andrew.
I'm happy.
And I'm Elijah.
And we hope you had a great holiday. I know we took a week off because, we have like families and something. They visit us here. This is where we live.
This is where we live. We go to sleep under the table every day, every night, just waiting for the next opportunity to do the podcast.
Yep. And we took
Makes Thanksgiving a little weird, but, we manage.
Yeah.
Manage.
Elijah can't cook for anything.
No.
That's very true.
The last year I take it off. All right.
This bit's done. Gotcha. Yeah. So we hope you had a good holiday. So today we're going to go over a couple more new Kamigawa spoilers that have come out of the woodwork. That's great. And then we're going to do our year in review. Basically, what our favorite sets were, stuff we liked, stuff we didn't like, what we hope comes to the future, and, just our normal shenanigans. So let's just dive right in. Let's go right to Kamigawa. So we got two new spoilers. We have a land and we have a sorcery.
Wow.
So these cards are pretty neat. We'll go over the land first because I kind of feel like that's pretty important. Eganjo, Seat of the Empire. It's a legendary land. Tap it for 1 white, and it has channel. So you tap 2 colorless, a white, discard. We discard that land. It deals 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each legendary creature you control. So it's a nice little, I would say, a one of where you're just like, okay, cool. I can either make it a land or I can destroy that random thing that keeps hitting my face.
Sure.
I definitely think the swamp one's better.
Oh
yeah,
okay.
by a lot.
Oh yeah.
It's a land that does white removal things, but bad white removal things.
Yeah, it's not that good. It's definitely not that good.
It's not great, but
it's something I think you run one of maybe just in case of some random thing or mana fixing.
I'm sure it'll see standard play. And I'm sure it'll see commander play, but it will go nowhere else.
Oh, I definitely think it'll see. I mean, with all the either mono white or Orzhov control stuff that people are throwing out. I mean, you have a Redain on the board by default anyway. Like,
I'm just saying, yeah. I mean, like, again, it'll see some standard play. It'll see some commander play because every card sees some commander play.
Oh yeah.
And it will be mediocre at best.
Oh yeah.
That's my prediction.
Sure, definitely. I could definitely agree.
Very
with
low
that.
energy today, guys. I'm sorry about that. But these spoilers do not tickle any part of my fancy.
Well, okay. I like the sorcery.
That's nice.
Based off of a conversation we had yesterday, which we'll go over.
That's what I was telling him.
So we have the Ganjo Uprising.
Mm-hmm.
It is a sorcery. It costs X, a red and a white, so Boros. I like Boros. Create X 2/2 white samurai creature tokens with vigilance. They gain menace and haste until end of turn. Each opponent creates X -1 2/2 white samurai creature tokens with vigilance. So, yes, there's a little bit of a downside with this. Your opponent's going to get 1 less of the tokens you're making. But, picture, if you will, you're playing a Boros commander deck. You're doing Boros things. You decide, I'm going to play the Suture Priest. Then I'm going to play Ganjo Uprising. And then I'm going to swing for hopefully lethal on somebody. Because it's menace, haste. They're probably not going to be able to block every single thing you're doing. I like it for commander. I don't like it for anything else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else, it's just going to be no. It's just it is going to be a bulk rare. We already know this.
Mm-hmm.
But in commander, that could be hilarious.
It could be hilarious in commander. I agree.
Good. I'm glad you both agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're having a good day.
It is a card you can play that is good if you set it up just specifically right. That's my favorite kind of card. A card that takes a bunch of work to make good.
Isn't that just magic in a hole?
No, that is not. There are some cards that are just good. You don't need to make Brainstorm good. Brainstorm is just good.
That's fair.
That's a fair point.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. So yeah, basically the spoilers are a little lackluster. They are definitely not anything of excitement. Hopefully that'll change.
But also, we
not
actually
really
haven't
supposed to be getting
started
them yet, yeah.
spoiler season
Yeah.
yet, right? Like, this is just, this is mostly just
This is
like,
mostly Wizard just dropping
leaks.
stuff to keep us
Did
interested.
we actually talk about the spoilers
We actually
from
didn't
last week?
We didn't talk about the spoiler,
Yeah, okay,
the other
okay.
spoilers
These
either.
ones I think are cooler.
Yeah.
It makes me, these ones tickle my fancy more than the others, especially the Kami War
Ooh,
and
the Kami.
Okagachi made manifest. I think I don't have the thing in front of me, so I can't read it from memory. But it is. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Got you.
The Kami War. So it's a saga. It does saga things, right? You play the saga, you put a counter on it, yada yada yada. So the first thing is you exile a non-land permanent an opponent controls. Second thing is return up to another target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Then each opponent discards a card, which I like because I love hand hate. 3 is exile it, then return it to the battlefield transformed under your control. Okagachi may manifest as all colors. He's flying and trample. He's a 6/6, just like the original Okagachi. And whenever he attacks, defending player chooses a non-land card in your graveyard. You return that card to your hand, and he gets +X/+O until end of turn, where X is the mana value of the card that your opponent chose. This is just a solid, cool card. It's all 5 colors. I think it does everything a Mythic is supposed to do. It's big. It's splashy. It actively impacts the board, but not in such a way that like you're going to run as many of these as you can, no matter what. Like Ragavan.
Mm-hmm.
I dig it. I dig it a lot.
Mm-hmm. I like the fact that it does something besides just 3 saga things and leaves. I like that it becomes the creature afterwards.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think it makes it a lot more useful. And to be fair, those 1 and 2 abilities are not something to shy about
No,
either.
they're not-
Those are
they're not-
actually pretty strong.
They're not something to scoff at. And then his, return a card from your graveyard to your hand is always good. Like recursion is never bad.
Yeah.
It's never bad.
I mean,
Especially-
the opponent has to pick it, but you just don't give them any good options.
just give
and
them
then
no good
And then
options.
it goes great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely see this card being in Commander. It's going to be a good
Absolutely.
fun of, like, you put it in, like, a Sasei deck, any type of 5-color Joda. Doesn't matter, you're putting it in that deck.
5-color Okagachi spirits.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you can do.
We might get that eventually.
We might
see
get
it.
You
We
might
might
see
see
it.
it.
We'll see
You
what
might
we see.
You might
see
see
it.
it. I
We'll
don't
see.
know, maybe.
So I definitely see that. Any other format? Probably not.
No,
No,
it's probably not going to make a
it's-
big splash in the standard either, just because, like...
It's a lot of mana.
It's way
Any
6 mana.
It's a lot of mana, and also there's Hullbreaker Horror, which like is the control list win con anyway.
Right.
So like trying to splash 5 colors just for this card just doesn't make any sense. But it's gonna be great in Commander. It's a good, fun, splashy card, and I like it a lot.
For sure, definitely. I like it too. I definitely, in Commander, it's going to be a lot of fun. It actually really makes me want to kind of like work on my old Sasei enchantment thing I was working on. So, and then we did get a couple, like, looks like some uncommons that got brought up, like Nezumi Prowler. 3/1 Rat Ninja has ninjutsu. Usually, the original mana cost is 1 black, 1 colorless. Ninjutsu is 1 black and a colorless. When Ninjutsu Prowler enters the battlefield, target creature you control gains Death Touch and lifelink to end of turn.
Yeah, it's a fun little tricksy thing.
Yeah,
It can give itself that too if you
Yeah.
if you ninjutsu it, you'd probably be giving something else it. But
Yeah.
Yeah, but
it can give itself it if you just play it out of your hand.
Yeah, it's not a bad card.
No, it's not a bad
It's
card.
fine. It's an uncommon, and it works.
It
They
has the
brought back
ninjutsu,
Bushido, but they decided to not call it Bushido.
Yeah, I don't know why
Yeah.
they didn't call it Bushido.
I think it's just because Bushido just has such a negative connotation.
Yeah,
That's
that's true.
okay.
That's a fair point.
Because
is.
I mean, like, have you ever heard someone say Bushido and go like, "Yeah, Bushido"?
I mean to be honest, I don't know why people hate on it so much. It's
I don't
not
know
bad.
either. I don't know
It's
either.
not. It's actually pretty good.
I think people give Kamigawa block
Yeah.
way too much
Oh,
crap.
yeah, they
Like,
do. I enjoyed that block. Like the original
good.
Kamigawa block, it
It's
was
a fun.
fun.
It's a fun block. I don't know. People always say the cards are bad, but they're not. They're good cards.
So, like, what a lot of people don't understand, and I hear it more from the newer players that are coming in to Magic, and they're going, "Oh yeah, look at all these old sets. This Kamigawa set is like weird and whack." It's like you gotta understand something. When you're growing up with it, and that set was new, you have no idea how cool I thought the ninjutsu mechanic was
Yeah.
when it was new. When it's like, oh wait, so I can attack with this like unblockable thing, and then I can bring in something bigger for like
cooler.
cheaper
Yeah.
and cooler and
Yeah.
be stupid. Yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah.
I love that pre-con, like the ninjutsu pre-con. That was so much fun. So yeah, no, I don't understand why they get a lot of hate, but I also don't know why they just didn't call it Bushido. But you know, I get it.
Whatever.
I get
like
it.
I understand why not, but also I think it's dumb. It's Bushido.
It is.
He has Bushido 1.
He has Bushido 1.
That's it.
And looks at the last one we got here is here. You go ahead and read that.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, you got it.
All right.
I believe in you.
Discharge of Flame. Red instant for X and a red. Discharge of Flame deals X damage to target creature or planeswalker. If you control a modified creature as you cast the spell, deal X plus 2 damage instead. So they're adding something new is what's considered a modified creature. And they give you a little brief description. A modified creatures are equipped, enchanted, or have counters. So it's not like a one-time buff, like Xenagos isn't going to cause you to be modified. Neither would like a scale up or something. You either have an equipment attached to you, you are enchanted some way, or you put physical counters. Now, I assume they don't just mean 1/1 counters, mean any counter.
No, because Ikoria introduced the ability
Yeah,
counters.
and I think ability counters do count, correct?
I'm sure those would count.
Yeah, I assume they would have specified 1/1 if they,
specified.
So I think that's cool. Basically, Discharge of Flame deals X damage to target creature or planeswalker. If you control a modified creature as you cast a spell, it does a little bit more because you have a modified creature. That's interesting. I wonder how much more they're going to use the modified.
It's a fireball side grade.
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm just curious about how much more they're going to use the modified because this spell doesn't care if you're targeting it. It cares if you have one.
Yeah,
which
I
is
don't know.
different than I thought. Because when you read the card, you'd think, oh, if you're targeting a modified creature, it does 2 more, which makes sense to me. But no, it does 2 more to anything
as long as
you
have
have
a
one,
modified
which I
creature.
think is interesting.
It is.
So-
I think modified could be cool.
I just wonder how they're going to use it is my question. You know,
yeah,
like,
I mean, like, we still know pretty much next to nothing about this set.
Mhm.
Right.
I'm excited because I like the aesthetic and Kamigawa.
Mhm.
I mean, we're still a long way from spoiler season.
I mean, we know we're getting Bushido not called Bushido, and we're getting Ninjutsu is the only 2 stuff we know at the moment.
Pretty
So
much.
we just have to figure out, we have to just wait for the official spoiler season.
Yeah,
And
which
they'll
is
start
coming
really
soon.
giving us some stuff.
That's
Yeah.
coming soon because I mean it
Starts the
releases.
28th, right?
Mhm.
Spoiler season.
I think
Something
so,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's coming soon. We'll get more. So we got about 24 days.
Yeah.
I think we can all hold out.
A nice break.
Nice little
A nice little break from the 1-2 punch that was both Innistrads coming out like a month apart from each other.
Yeah. Oh man, that's a weird thing for me still.
Well, it's
Just the speed of them bringing things out. It's just so
because
weird.
I think one got pushed back and the other didn't.
True. True.
So
I think
they just
so, yeah.
ended up coming out a month apart instead of.
Yeah, I think
the normal
Midnight
2
Hunt
or
was
3
pushed like a
months.
week or 2
Mhm.
or something, and then Crimson Vow just stayed the same.
Yeah.
So
Well, you also like I'm also in the mindset still of like how the old rotation used to work.
Yes,
Oh.
yes.
I mean, it has been statistically proven. The Wizards has released more product this year than they have in quite a few years,
Well,
even last year.
thanks
Like,
COVID.
got a lot
That's
of
Yeah.
why.
got a lot of stuff this year.
yes, and also no,
Okay.
right? Because Wizards plans their sets out like 10 months, 14 months in advance.
Sure.
And they try.
Yeah, that's the idea. So I think they're
They
just,
at least have the idea at 12 at a certain at a
Yeah,
while
like, I
because
think-
we know the other stuff that's coming, like
Mm.
new Streets of New Capenia, Dominaria United, another Commander set.
Yeah, I think they're intentionally ramping up their
Sure.
product release.
Mm-hmm.
I do think
For
COVID
better
helped
and
it,
worse,
though.
and I do think COVID certainly helped.
I
because-
just think maybe they need to take a slight breather because they need to let it sink in. Because it always seems like right now none of these sets are out yet, and we're getting spoilers for like 3 different sets at once.
yeah,
Mm.
it is ridiculous.
They gave us Unfinity stuff, and it's not even coming.
Infinity isn't coming until April.
Yeah, it's not even till April. That's months
got
away.
a long time. Yeah, I agree. I think Wizards needs to take a step back and go, all right, you know what? Here's on Infinity.
Mhm.
Here's some Kamigawa. Let that sink in. Let that bake in a little.
I mean,
bit.
they didn't need to show us anything Unfinity related. I mean, we know the set's coming. That's fine. But we didn't need to see anything until after Kamigawa landed.
That's marketing, though.
I mean, that is marketing, but
Yeah,
like,
I know,
we could
it's
have
just-
even waited until after Streets.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
I would like to see them slow down even on the rotation stuff a little bit.
really, because I
Because-
think rotation sticks around for way too long.
That's fair.
I mean, if you got to remember, we're not losing the last 4 sets before Innistrad until the end of this year.
I know.
Basically,
It's insane.
we're gonna get another 2 to 3 sets before it rotates. It's insane.
I think Zendikar is sticking around for way too long.
Yeah.
Just like a lot of people thought Throne stuck around for way
Oh,
too
yeah,
long.
sure.
And
Yeah.
it did.
It did.
It did.
For me, when I think about it, like because again, I'm like a big time standard player. That's my main focus. I've always had thoughts of how I would do it a little differently.
Sure.
Of course, me in the armchair seat of the Wizard
you know,
CEO.
the armchair, yeah.
Yeah, that whole armchair CEO shtick. I mean, I'm no stranger to doing that. I just more along the lines I've always seen like the problems with standard of being like, okay, there's these XYZ problems with it.
Yeah.
Because it's 3 or 4 decks and that's it. That's basically what you're going against. Sometimes you'll get that rare like, oh my gosh,
Sometimes
this
we'll get-
random 5-color control deck won the whole thing
Yeah.
because it got lucky. That's basically, I've always seen those problems. Like, listen, if I could spitball the ideas, I would look like the one guy for Always Sunny that has the conspiracy board, Charlie.
The Charlie.
Yeah, that's
Kelly,
how I
Pepe
would
Sylvia,
look.
Pepe Sylvia.
Yeah. That's literally how I would look because I've had ideas of like, how about a rotating ban list? That would be fun. That'd be chaotic, but that'd be fun.
That's Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's Yu-Gi-Oh.
I know.
That's
I know.
okay.
I don't know, man.
I'm not gonna get into it. There's too much to it. Like again, I'll have to get my tinfoil hat out before I talk about
Because
it.
rotating band list, people can't remember the current band list. You think
It's
they're gonna
true.
remember a rotating band list? You funny.
And maybe it would keep their minds active. I don't know.
really?
I'm trying to help our children, Elijah.
I mean, I'm just we've had people like bring proxies to our standard event. All right,
We have.
like.
Dude,
It's already
come
too
on.
much.
I never said the bar was high.
Which is true, but
I just said there was a bar. Whether you can trip over it or not, I can't tell you.
Yeah.
But no, it's fine. I have a lot of crazy ideas.
We all do.
It works out. But that's basically the spoilers for Kamigawa, what we got right now. So that's great.
now we go into a year in review.
We go into a year in
2021.
review.
5 years in review.
Yeah, fine.
That's what
good
it
Lord,
feels
that's what
like.
it feels like.
It
Yeah, right.
really does.
right.
I've said this in the beginning, like when the pandemic hit in 2020, I officially said time is a concept.
It is.
And
Time is a construct.
Yeah, it's a concept. It's a construct.
Social construct.
Time is a construct
Everything-
created by man.
It's all melded into one thing, and we just exist. Just because we have a year of 2022 doesn't mean anything to me right
No.
now.
Yeah.
You think it changes anything?
Time meant more to me in Persona 5 Royal than it did in real life.
Like if you think about it, before the pandemic, I'm sure all of us at some point when we're signing something and we go, oh man, I put the wrong date. I'm thinking it's 2019, not 2020. Now I do that. I'm like, I don't do that anymore because I don't believe in time anymore.
Yeah, right. You think the year exists?
A
No,
single
man.
tear. But so
I
no,
think
it's
that's time you're experiencing.
my
You think that's
God.
time you're experiencing now?
What? Huh? What? A concept. No. We've had an interesting year in Magic. We've had some neat sets come out, some not so neat sets come out. And yeah, we've basically kind of thought about these past couple days of like what sets are really stuck out to us this past year in 2021. So let's go and start with Happy. What favorite set?
Man, I mean, it's going to be no surprise. My
gonna be-
favorite set
it's
is
Commander
Kaldheim.
It's
That's what it
Kaldheim.
is.
It's the set from last year,
Yeah.
man. It's called no.
Coldplay was this year?
No, it was 2021.
No, was it?
Yeah, it was. Zendikar Rising was 2020.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, ain't it?
I thought Kaldheim was the winter set.
No.
No? It's crazy.
Hi. I've lost my mind.
I play Magic. Hi, I play Magic the Gathering.
Hi. I'm manically depressed.
Laugh through the pain. Laugh through the pain.
But my favorite set this year was Modern Horizons 2. I mean, there are so many things to say about that set. I mean, it pretty much single-handedly revived Modern from like obscurity.
It did.
I mean, no one was playing Modern before MH2. I think the Fetchland reprints were, I mean, some of the most necessary like reprints in
Round
a
of applause to
long
Wizards for that.
time.
Yep.
Give us the allies,
Yeah,
please.
give us the cons fetches now, please. I think pretty much. I think all of the new incarnations, the new elementals were sweet.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I can think of bad rares in MH2.
And
But
bad
I can really only think of one, right? Like the only miss really is moderation, and that's just because it has the gall to have blue in its mana cost. Like other than that, I don't think. Man, that set's just good. It just rips.
It really is. And
Ripping open packs of those is just like, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's great. You hit a fetch
Every
land and
card
you get a
is
smile on your
so
face.
good.
It's
Oh my
great.
God, that card is terrible.
That card is moderation, Jeff. If you could throw moderation up on screen for like 2 minutes.
What
just
is
so we
this
can laugh at-
card?
It's bad.
Oh my! It's a reverse. It's a reverse
It's
tax
bad.
card.
Yeah,
It taxes you.
It taxes you. It taxes yourself. Hey, do you want to draw less cards in blue and white? You know, the colors that make you draw cards like a mofo. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's bad. That's
Yeah,
just
no,
that's
it's
bad.
Do you want to make the game harder on yourself?
Would you like to play with a handicap?
Would you like to play hardcore Magic?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was just a stupid Magic at that point.
I mean, yeah, Modern Horizons 2 was sincerely probably one of the best sets since Double Masters. IMHO. I also was a big fan of the Innistrad sets, both because Midnight Hunt did have some seriously like printed new staples, which is rad, but not like, you know, didn't like Oko it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like it printed new staples, but none of them are like busted, broken, like format warping.
Yeah,
They just
right.
printed solid cards that fit into a lot of lists.
Which is why the last Modern tournament we went over had such a variety. And
Yeah.
that's got to be from Modern Horizons too.
Absolutely. And then Crimson Vow. I just like the aesthetic. I like vampires. I really like Dracula. It hit all my buttons.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah, checked all the boxes.
Dracula
Hands on
also
keyboard.
awesome.
Yeah, just gimme. Yeah. It made me like Chandra for once. So
Yeah.
Oh
that's
yeah.
cool.
I love that Chandra play.
That Chandra's really good.
Oh, it's so good.
That Chandra's good.
Chandra dressed to kill.
Yeah.
Oh,
Solid Walker. Solid Walker.
very
What about
solid.
you, Andrew?
So for me, it was. I would have to say for my favorite set. I mean, I have to go to the Innistrads. Like it's both those Innistrads were just so much fun. I liked a lot of the new mechanics he brought in from other sets.
Mhm.
I loved the learn mechanic from Strixhaven. I actually liked the adventure mechanic from the D&D set.
Huh.
It was something new. It was something that was like, okay,
No.
cool. You know what? I thought this was kind of cool.
Yeah.
It was just something new. I know you're shaking your head, Elijah, but that's okay. You can shake your head.
It was adventure was it was fresh.
You
It
mean
was
venture,
new.
right?
Venture,
Don't
yes.
worry about
Venture,
it.
Chief.
Don't worry about it. Same difference.
Venture, yeah.
Yeah, I think at first blush it was a really cool new thing.
And then you try to play it and go, no, this is unplayable.
Yes, right. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It was a cool concept to begin with,
Great
but after
concept.
we learned how it worked, we're like, no.
Venture. What a concept.
Yeah. What a concept.
Concept. But no, going back to the Innistrads, I really loved how in Midnight Hunt you had staples like Meat Hook Massacre.
Yeah.
That card is just insane and amazing, and it's just it gives my aristocrat loving self more.
Yep.
And I just love every moment of it. I loved Ren and 7. I thought that was a really solid planeswalker.
Mhm.
It was just a great card. And then you go into Crimson Vow, seeing a lot of those vampires and getting that whole Dracula aesthetic. We've talked about this at length. I
Yeah.
love Dracula. I'm a huge Dracula fan, and seeing these alts, I was like, okay, Wizards, here's my wallet, I guess. I guess I'm not eating for a month.
Yeah. The Mina Harker card
Oh,
alone
the
is
Mina Harker
sincerely some of the best art I've seen in a long time. And also,
Agreed.
I think the best art, I'd say it's the best art since Sublime Epiphany.
Sublime.
Okay,
Sublime
yeah.
Epiphany has some of my favorite art in the game. But the Mina Harker art, I love the take on the
the full
character.
art.
I love the take on the character.
Yes.
The artist is absolutely incredible, and also it couldn't have gone to a better card.
No, it couldn't.
Definitely.
I think it's the perfect meld of art and practicality,
Agreed. I
Yep.
completely agree.
form and function.
And it's one of those things where I think if you are a huge fan of the Dracula series and you love the Bram Stoker book and you love the good amount of the movies, I say a good
Yes.
amount of the movies,
Yes.
not all of them.
Not Francis Ford Coppola.
1992. We won't go there. That's another podcast for another day.
That's a different podcast. But if you want to hear me talk about Keanu Reeves' accent, comment below.
Or Gary,
I'll read them this time.
or Gary Oldman being just drunk.
Absolutely wasted in every scene, and it shows.
Oh God. I'm just now in
His steampunk like young Dracula look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They put the darker shades on him just so they
Yes.
can hide the bloodshot.
Yes.
No, I'm just imagining a drunk Edgar.
Oh my god.
But no, I agree. The take on Mina Harker, how they did, I always wanted to see an iteration of Mina Harker like this, where she's, that the beautiful self, very, I am a London woman. This is
Yes.
how I am. But also has that sword going, I will mess you up.
I will mess you up.
I'll
Yeah.
mess you up. I will take you down.
I'm a strong woman and also a strong woman.
Exactly. That is the perfect take on Mina Harker.
Yeah.
And
Absolute
it's
Chad.
beautiful.
Mina Harker's an absolute Chad. She's not a Stacy. She's
No.
a Chad.
Ah, yes. I know what all these young terms mean.
Hold on. No, don't actually Google that. That might.
Hey, Jeff, cut that.
We finally have a happy oh no. Yes.
Cut that.
It's not just me.
Cut that.
Yes.
Yeah. No, don't. Never
yeah,
mind.
let's.
Don't,
we're gonna
no.
cut that one. We're gonna cut that
Cut
small little
that.
bit.
I don't want to accidentally indoctrinate people into far-right activism. Cut that.
We finally have a happy oh no. Yay.
Good. We can start the counter.
Yeah.
Reset the counter.
Yes, we're 1-1. Ha
Yeah.
Oh, so Elijah, your favorite?
So my favorite. So to be honest with you, as I was looking at all the sets from this year, I'm gonna be honest. None of them to me were like blow out of the water like Modern Horizons was for Happy. But that's just because I don't play Modern. So to me, it's just a set that reprinted cards.
Sure.
So which is fair.
That's entirely fair.
But if I have to pick one for favorite, I guess I gotta say probably just Strixhaven.
Okay.
I'm a big
Understandable.
fan of mages in general. Most people, and we get all the color types from all the Ravnica guilds. So giving new identity to at least half of those is, half of them or at least 4 of them is great.
Breathing fresh life into tired concepts.
Yes.
Yes, it was great. We got new names for them. Besides Simic, they're all doing different things. Hashtag Prismari. But and we also got a D&D book out of it too, which is
Yeah.
great. So
Cool book.
It is a cool book.
Learn was cool. Magecraft was cool. There are some old cards with new mechanics that break the game, which is always nice, especially in Commander.
I actually have a commander.
When you
new
want to
commander deck.
Sedgemoor Witch Chain of Smog yourself into a win, that's always great. That's a great combo.
So I
Would
shouldn't
recommend.
but I shouldn't tell you how I'm making a Dina commander deck. Golgari,
Oh.
and I'm gonna go Witherbloom Apprentice with Chain of Smog.
Well, yeah, that works too.
Yeah. Because you can do it on turn 2 and it's hilarious.
I love it.
I love it. I love it so much.
Oh, Chain of Smog, what a card.
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
Yeah, but Strixhaven, I just liked it. Everything, other colors doing stuff they normally don't do all the
Sure.
time. Besides Simic, which is always great. And I like the aesthetic. I like the mage part of it. It was great. So that is my favorite set of the year.
You can say a lot of things about Harry Potter, but the wizard school aesthetic is just good.
Yeah, I mean,
It
and
really
I like
is.
you know I didn't mention Harry Potter once talking about it because my brain doesn't instantly go to Harry Potter when I'm talking.
That's
about
wild because that's
which it screamed Harry Potter. I will agree with you. But
we were going to do a Harry Potter set, but we couldn't secure the rights. That's what this.
yes,
looks
that's
like.
exactly what that was. They had to reskin it.
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
Hands down, that's exactly what it was.
You know, there's a
But-
J.K. Rowling joke there somewhere.
We're not
Yeah.
gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna do it.
No, I agree. Strixhaven was a lot of fun. I agree with the aesthetic. Also, Professor Onyx.
yeah,
My crush.
always love a good Lily.
Liliana in a teacher's, the high-necked teacher's outfit. I would like to take her out on a date, respectfully.
Respectfully, yes.
Mhm.
And I would pay for that dinner.
Absolutely. I'm taking her out on a date.
Respectfully,
Absolutely.
respectfully, Andrew.
Absolutely,
Yes.
I'm paying for dinner. Okay.
Well, I mean, listen, I've read a lot of Reddit, so I am
I'm sorry.
like a
I'm
pro.
sorry,
No,
man.
no, I've read a lot of Reddit. I'm a pro when it comes to this dating stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
Some people don't like it when you pay for dinner. It's crazy. Don't get it. But
It is true. I don't get that. If you want to pay for my dinner, by all means.
oh yeah,
pay
I'm not
for
going
my
to stop
dinner.
anybody.
Yeah. Come on.
I am. First of all, I like to save money where I can, and if you're going to pay my dinner,
See,
Not
I just feel
stopping
like
you.
I invited you out here, right?
Yeah.
Like the impetus is on me to pay for your dinner,
Yeah,
right? Like
exactly.
I
The person whose idea it is for the date should pay for the date because it was your idea to do this.
makes sense. I'm glad we're solving these
Yeah.
socio-political issues on this magic podcast.
hey, you're not going to get that anywhere else. So there you go.
Three white dudes talking about solving the world's problems over Magic the Gathering.
To see those other Magic podcasts, they stay on topic. They go all the way through. There's no tangents. You don't get that. You get that.
We live off of the rail.
Yeah.
So going back on the rail.
Yeah, back on it. Yeah, Archmage Emeritus just says
Yes.
Magic draw a card.
Oh,
which is
it's
like
good.
So good. So
It's
good.
good.
Yeah.
That card is absolutely one, underplayed, and two, undervalued.
Mm-hmm.
Like that card is cheap for what it does.
Oh, and like I also loved again. I was a huge fan of the learn mechanic just because it gave you the option of getting something from your
Getting to the sideboard or drawing and discarding, that's great.
Exactly. Well,
That's great.
discarding drawing, but you know it's fine. You can be wrong happy.
Yeah, it's fine.
But anyways, I mean,
it's
it was
backwards.
no. I really enjoyed the learn mechanic because when I first saw it Mascot exhibition, it's such a fun card. It's a great late game card, especially if you're doing like a control type.
But you don't want to
deal.
run it in your deck. You don't want to take slots
Yeah,
up in
well,
the deck
no,
for
that's
it.
why it's a
So,
sideboard. You run one, maybe two, but 9 times out of 1.
Yeah.
You put one. You
It's
just
a
put
fun of
one.
in your sideboard, and if you need it, you grab it and like done.
Exactly.
You make a bunch of dudes and you swing, and that's it.
And it's splashy.
It is splashy.
Great.
I love for you modern peeps out there. Prismari Command,
Is a good
Yeah.
card. That's a good
expressive iteration.
Is it?
Ooh.
Those
Very good
cards,
cards.
those cards are staples,
They
and
did,
they
yeah.
absolutely deserve it because those
Oh,
are sincerely
man.
great cards.
They really are. Expressive iteration was needed.
Absolutely,
Oh, man.
it's nuts. It's
2
a
mana,
nutso
draw a card, impulse a second, put one of them on the bottom. Whoo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You get to
absolutely
draw
great.
a card and one more to cast for the turn, but you got to look at the top 3 and put the one you didn't want on the bottom.
Yeah.
Whoo!
So
It
good.
is a card that not only helps you get something you need, like spell-wise, it can also help mana fix.
Yes,
That is a huge key. So if like
the
you're
ability to play and not cast, absolutely fantastic.
yes, that is the
absolutely
big
fantastic.
thing. It's why it's where it's at in the price
Yeah.
ranges.
And honestly, it absolutely deserves it. That
It
card
does.
deserves the price tag.
Oh, definitely.
Like I
For
said,
sure.
it's
You know what
it's a
card
good
doesn't
set.
deserve the price tag?
Hit me.
We'll get back to you after these messages. And we're back.
I really hope Jeff just puts up the word message.
Back after these messages, these messages.
It's
pop
just like,
on the
yeah,
screen.
just like elevator music and
Yeah.
just like, yeah.
Or Jeff just looking annoyed, going, I gotta think of something now.
Yeah.
giving Jeff work. Yeah, man.
So those were all really awesome things.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed them. I mean, you really hit it home with the Strixhaven and Modern Horizons 2, obviously great. So what were some things that we didn't like, other than moderation? You already said that.
I
You
think,
talking set wise, card wise? What are we talking about here?
Either
Anything?
way.
Anything?
you know what, Elijah, take it away.
So from one of the so there's a card called Hive Heart Shaman. It's a 4-mana green human we were talking about earlier.
we had a
It's a
discussion about this.
3/5. When it attacks, you get to search your library for a basic land of a type you don't already have and put it onto the battlefield. You're allowed to pay, 6 mana? 6 mana for a
sorcery
1
speed.
at sorcery speed for a 1/1 green insect that gets a +1/+1 counter for each basic land type you have. So at most, you're paying 6 mana for a 6/6 green insect at sorcery speed. My problem with this card is it's not good enough. It's a 3/5, which means if you're swinging with it, it's probably dying. And because the ability sorcery speed, you can't even pop the ability off to also gain the benefit. More often than not, it becomes a 4-mana wait a turn ramp 1 that does nothing else. We were talking about it, if it was flipped and was a 5/3, at least it would pose a decent threat when you swung with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
To at least get, to be able to take something with it. But 3/5? I mean,
It's a defensively statted card with an aggressive ability attached to it, and it just doesn't make sense.
no, it does
Yeah.
not
It just
hit the
doesn't make
bar.
sense.
It is my least favorite card out of the entire year. I
think
don't
if
like
this
it.
was an uncommon,
It'd be okay.
I
Sure.
think it would be okay. But the fact that it's a rare,
It took up a rare slot.
it's a rare that is sincerely miserable.
Shout out to my boy Audric for taking out rare slots.
Oh my god, Audric as well. Audric is bad.
Audric
Yeah.
wasn't great
Audric
either.
can potentially let you loot.
Yes,
Potentially.
potentially.
Sometimes.
Poor Audric.
Poor
He didn't
Audric.
deserve that.
He really didn't. Because the other Audrics
Are good.
are like, they're
They
like
can be
built
good.
around me and like just pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
It's
yeah, that's my
miserable.
card. Otherwise, I think my least favorite set is AFR.
Yeah.
Just like Happy.
Yeah.
I think AFR did not hit what I wanted it to at all.
The best, yeah. So my least favorite set is absolutely AFR.
Sure.
It hit pretty much nothing. It did nothing for me. The best cards to come out of it are the manlands,
Mm-hmm.
and that's pretty miserable if that's the best cards to come out of your set are the manlands. Right? Like, I mean,
it was cool to see D&D characters, but I mean,
it was
that's
nice, but like,
That's it. None of the cards were great.
no, not particularly.
Venture was Venture.
Yeah,
So
Venture it was a really fun idea until you realize that they're never ever going to support it.
no.
Right.
The reason why I know Venture so bad is because I was playing a Commander game and my brother played a Venture card and ignored the Venture. He just played it to get the card's effect. He ignored Venture. He was like, "Do you have any of the tokens on you for Venture?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "I don't care." And he just played the card to play it. I was like, "Yeah, that's exactly what Venture is. Nobody cares."
That's a bad mechanic.
Well, they were just the dungeons were so underwhelming.
They were.
They could have done so much more. I would have rather them, when they made the dungeon, I understand how the dungeon concept was working. And I thought that was a cool idea.
Yeah.
And then they revealed what the dungeons were. I kind of feel like if you're going to do these dungeon things, you need to have that last thing be a heavier
pretty
hitting-
good.
Yeah, it's got to be
Yeah.
really good.
Or my
even-
my also thought was add more of them because there are some cards that care about how many you've completed, and there's only 3.
So I was listening to the Masters of Modern podcast. Shout out to more people who don't know we exist.
Mm-hmm.
And they had one of the the head technical designers, the guy that basically decides all the numbers on the cards. He has final say on whatever number is on the card, be it
So
the
physical number,
Yes.
power toughness,
mana cost in the in the
Flav-
text box, in the text box. If it has 3 or whatever, he decides if it needs to go up or down. He said they actually had more and they were more powerful, but they decided to cut it down to 3. And walk all of the power level back.
Why? Did
Because
he say why?
They were worried about it being too good.
Oh,
now they worry about
now they worry
Yeah.
about it. God. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's so scared. They're so scared of pulling an Eldraine again that they're just tanking everything they do.
Yes.
Because they're so scared of it.
Yes.
I mean, Meat Hook Massacre was close because I was talking to Happy about Meat Hook Massacre being close to a Great Henge level thing.
pretty close.
Where it in green, if you were playing green, you had Great Henge. It's the
There's
same
no
thing.
reason to not.
Yeah, if you're playing black, you have Meat Hook Massacre, no questions asked.
Board wipe plus
Blood Artist?
plus
Yeah.
Blood Artist Light is really really good. No matter how you slice it. Especially when it's a board wipe that does negative instead of just destroy.
It gets around indestructible
pretty much
and targeting.
everything.
It's great.
Yeah, it's great.
You know, here's the thing, Wizards. I know you don't watch this, but maybe you do. I don't know. Maybe we'll catch it. Let me just say something to you. It's okay to print out powerful stuff. I know. Throne of Eldraine, you got some flack on that. It happens. It's gonna happen to you, kid. I understand, but I promise you're gonna be okay.
You got to try again. You have to keep
Try
trying.
again.
Here's the thing. I don't even mind when they print buku busted over powerful, like way too powerful
No,
cards.
because
Well,
all they
yeah.
do is just
as long as they respond to it quickly.
like they did with Oko.
They waited way too
I know.
long for Oko.
Yeah, a little long.
They waited way too, like for standard, sure, it got the ban pretty quick. For modern, pretty quick after that.
Pioneer.
Pioneer,
Nope. Good luck.
Took it a
Vintage,
bit.
Legacy.
Good luck.
I mean, Snoko was the deck in Vintage and Legacy for basically like half of Throne's life cycle. Like like the deck was just called Snoko. That's it. It was just Snow and Oko.
I mean, basically, the gist of it is you can print powerful cards, and if you wind up pulling an Oko, it's fine as long as
You just have to respond
treat
to it
the card
quickly.
necessary depending on how far over the line you've gone.
Don't Hogak the situation.
Yeah.
Don't ban everything around the card. Just ban the card. I get it. It's because you want to sell packs and make money. I get it. You print a super powerful card. Everybody's buying those packs to get that super powerful card. I understand. But also, it ruins your game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Both by
Yeah,
one, you are now printing underpowered cards, right? Like Welcoming Vampire. Welcoming Vampire is a decent card.
It is.
It would be made much better if it didn't say once a turn.
Yep.
We're playing Ramp Green. Why the hell is that ability? I'm still on the Hive Heart Shaman.
yeah.
Why is that sorcery speed? Oh my god!
Yes,
It's
make
so upsetting.
abilities sorcery speed that do not need to be
No,
sorcery speed.
they don't.
Right? Like let's be real. I think Belladros says you can only do it once a turn, but that makes sense.
It's a
'cause
powerful
that
card.
Because that
makes
card
sense.
is sincerely ridiculous.
Way to stop the power creep. There you go.
Sincerely
Perfect.
ridiculous.
Perfect example
Untap
of
your lands
doing it
to
right.
Pay 10, like when you pay
Lose
10
life to untap your lands? Yeah,
I'm going to
let's
kill
not do that
myself
multiple
every
times.
time to do
Yeah.
that. Literally every chance I get, I'm going to do that. That makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
When you're playing when Welcoming Vampire, a 1/1 enters and you draw a card, okay, that's
great.
good.
fine.
That's pretty good.
Activates only once a turn.
No,
Why?
no. Did you print a lot of flash? Of course you
Why?
did. So no, it doesn't do anything.
Like, yeah.
I love Welcoming Vampire. I love that card, and it's just so upsetting that they couldn't just remove that triggers once per turn, because it replaces for commander type things. It replaces the other white
Monastery
Cather's
Mentor.
not Cather's not
Mentor of the
Cather,
Meek.
Mentor of the Meek.
Enter the Meek.
It becomes a mentor of the Meek, which
Monastery
is
Mentor is much better.
it's
but
not
yeah.
bad. It's not bad to have multiple of that.
Yeah.
No, it's not bad to have multiple of that, but yeah, no, I agree. They ever since Throne, it feels like they are just really nervous to go, let's have some fun. And just like you said, you can print these busted cards and these crazy, like, powerful cards.
Yeah.
Just respond
Just respond
accordingly.
Just be it's okay to take the L. It's okay.
It's
Yes.
why, honestly, it's why Commander exists in the first place.
Yes.
So you can play your stupid powerful.
So you can
like,
play your Omnath Logos of Creation
Exactly.
with adventures and the amulet. You
Yes.
can do that in Commander.
Yes.
That's what it's for.
Agreed. I completely agreed.
I have thoughts and feelings.
Yeah.
And a lot of them revolve around Ragavan, Nimble Pilferer.
Yeah.
That card sucks. You might be thinking, well, come on, guy. That card's really good. It is really good. It is really good. It's too good, actually. It is too good. The problem is, it's a staple. If
It's
you're
too
playing,
good at
if,
staple in Mythic. No.
if you're playing red in literally any format you're playing, you can play Ragavan in. You
You're
are
playing
playing
four of
four Ragavans. Because there's no reason not to. Delver in Legacy. Literally cut all Delvers because why wouldn't I just play Ragavan?
Exactly. It's better.
Yep.
It's just better. My issue with this card is not the text on the card. Sincerely, it is not. It is a solid card. I think this is absolutely a great example of a card that is freaking buku busted that everybody wants, right?
Yes.
The problem is it's a mythic. So there literally is not enough supply for demand.
And
when you
which is why it's
print,
$90.
when you print a staple, at Mythic, you've made a mistake. I think this card should be a rare. I think this card should be a rare simply because it's not a game-breaking card. It dies to literally any removal you can think of. A man funeral charmed a Ragavan, right?
That was great, by the way.
Oh, it was beautiful. It
You
was
can
so
literally
fun.
pay 0 mana and kill Ragavan. Gut shot. Lava dart.
Yep.
Right? Like any removal.
Spike field hazard, for God's
Yes,
sakes. Like,
it's fine. You can. It's a threat, but it's very, very easy to deal with threat. When it hits, when it goes off, it's great. I mean, it's card advantage. It ramps you, and also it gets rid of a card from your opponent's library. Excellent. It should not be a mythic. It shouldn't be a mythic.
Shouldn't be.
It should not be a mythic, right? Because
No.
it's not big. It's not like a big splashy fun of card. It's I need 4 of these for literally any red deck, even burn. I've seen some burn lists starting to play Ragavan because it gets them cards and mana, which are the 2 things burn desperately needs late game.
Yep.
I just think
and getting Ragavan out early in a burn deck is still great because
still
you still
good.
get to use burn to protect it from the rest of it.
yeah, why not?
Extra mana to cast your burn spells.
Yep.
Maybe you pull something good off their deck and can play it because maybe you haven't hit your draw yet. Like, I mean,
I just think Ragavan is a mistake, and I think it should be downshifted. Same thing with Tarmogoyf, but Tarmogoyf has been solved. It just took printing it literally 5 times,
Yeah, only 5 times.
only 5.
and it's still $30.
It still is.
It
You're
is
correct.
Still not worth $30.
No, it's not.
That's me.
I remember when Tarmogoyf and Dark Confidant were standard together. That was a fun combo. No, so I guess for my least favorite anything from Magic. Gosh, it's a list. It's definitely a list. But if I had to pick the number one,
give us the top.
Give us the top.
Give us the top. Take the top off.
I would have to say the top would have to be Wizards' hesitancy, like we were talking about. Wizards' hesitancy to just go nuts.
Yeah.
Just
Print the bomb, but respond to it.
Exactly.
quickly.
That's the thing. I mean, I've had this struggle because like I've going through all the sets this past year. I hated Kaldheim the most.
Interesting.
Oh, really?
And there's a reason why. I like cards from Kaldheim.
I would like to know
Sure.
why Kaldheim the set was not good for you.
So I liked cards from Kaldheim. I loved Valky.
Is it Coma? Is your reasoning Coma?
Coma's one of the reasons.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Coma. Oh, yo, I agree.
Coma is
Okay.
one of the reasons.
Okay.
When someone plays Coma and then talks about how their board state is no longer the problem.
Yeah.
When they're playing Coma.
Yeah, it's a
Huh, whoa.
dude. You played Coma. What are you talking about? You are the problem.
Yeah.
Such a problem. I liked Valky. I also liked Goldspan Dragon.
Yes.
Those were 2 cards that I really liked from the set.
Solid cards, solid threats.
What I didn't like, Alrund's Epiphany, I understand. I understand why Alrund's Epiphany was there. Standard doesn't need extra turns.
No, it doesn't.
Standard doesn't need extra turns. It really does not. I know that is a very strong opinion I am having. It could be a wrong opinion too.
Sure.
But for me,
Mhm.
taking extra turns in Standard when there's very little you can do about it.
I think taking extra turns in this specific standard where we have the worst counter spells in a long time, because there's really no way to deal with all runs.
I mean, technically speaking, Wash Away can handle it, but you have to be running Wash Away in Standard
You're
Yeah.
9 times
to
out of
be
10,
doing it.
Wash Away
Which
is a
you ain't.
sideboard card.
Wash
Yeah.
Away is a sideboard card, but the fact, yeah, there are a lot of problems with the way Alrund's Epiphany is positioned right now.
And another thing that made me hate Kaldheim more was, I played green in Standard, Blizzard Brawl.
That is a really powerful card.
It is a very,
Especially for green.
very
I've been
powerful
really
card.
screwed over by that a couple times. A lot actually.
Honestly, every standard game I've played, I've never really seen Blizzard Brawl go well for someone.
So,
To be fair, I do not play a lot of standard anymore.
sure.
But
So I used to play mono green for Standard.
Yeah.
That was kind of just,
it's solid.
It's solid. It wins you games.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Of course, I ran the 4 of Blizzard Brawls, which were hard to find, by the way, because I had bought a box of Kaldheim. That's another reason why I hate Kaldheim. Hey, Wizards, look at me right now. My box of Kaldheim had no Blizzard Brawls in it. Had nothing.
0.
Had nothing of.
You should be able to get at least
you know what
one uncommon from a gosh darn box.
Yeah, you really
Come
should. I mean, come on. The best card I got was a foil black-green Pathway. That was the best card I got.
That's rough.
Oh, that's rough.
That was
That's
the
rough.
That's
best card
rough,
I
man.
got.
That's a bad box.
So, Wizards, get on it. Anyways.
Put bombs in every box, Wizards.
Should we cut that?
What?
That can
No.
be taken wrong. Anyway, no, I'm
care.
joking.
I don't care. Don't cut that. Don't cut that.
Don't
cut that.
No, but no, with Kaldheim, my biggest thing was it had some good cards in there, but it brought in that whole menace of extra turns with Alrund's Epiphany that
Yep.
I just was like, this is not good for Standard because there's no way to counteract it. Yes, you have Wash Away, but 9 times out of 10, Wash Away would be in your sideboard. You're maybe running a maximum of 2.
Mhm.
So you're waiting one game, which hopefully you've won. But if you
Probably
didn't,
not.
Probably
you probably
not.
didn't because they outruns Epiphany and you're salty about it. So you're like, well, fine. I'm going to put in Wash Away the 2 of my that card that I'm hoping I'm going to get out of 60 cards.
I think Alrund's Epiphany would be solved even if Mystic Dispute was in Standard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think even just like a simple Mystic Dispute would just solve that pretty handily. Spell
Mhm.
Pierce.
Yeah. Like a Spell Pierce, a Mystical Dispute, anything that is quick, bam, bam, boom.
Yeah.
Gets rid of it.
Yeah.
Because with Wash Away, you have to hope, because let me tell you something. With these decks, they don't have to foretell Alrund's Epiphany.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
So
can
Wash,
just hardcast
yeah.
it.
Wash Away is going to be a 1-mana counter if they foretold it. Otherwise, it's a 3-mana counter that you have to pay for with 2 blue.
Which is basically the direction they're going with counter spells these days.
Yeah.
It's 3 mana is kind of which is weird. I don't like it.
I don't like it at all. I don't
mean-
like it at all.
Well, if you think about it, some of the best counter spells in this game are under 3. Everything
all
else
of the best counter
Yeah.
spells in this game are 2 or less.
are 2 or less. Anything at 3 is considered an
Too
average
much.
one or too much, depending
No,
on what you're doing.
If it's I can tell you, if Cancel was in the Standard right now, no one would run Cancel because it's too much.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, you need that low cost, and Wash Away kind of does that. But then they're like, "How we're sneaking in that 3 unless they're doing something specific."
In Magic the Gathering, you need to have a healthy control deck.
It's true. You do.
You do.
You do.
And we had, I hate saying this, we had that during War of the Spark with 3 Fairy.
It's true. 3 Fairy was indeed miserable to play against.
Yes.
But he also he wasn't broken by any means.
It restored balance to the force that is Magic.
He literally got banned only because, like, a week before rotation, only because they were like, yeah, okay, fine. Like, I get it. You're tired. You're tired of him. You don't see him anymore. All
Yeah.
right. It's okay.
And I mean, that's just the big thing. I mean, I hated going against 3 Fairy, but looking at it today, 3 Fairy made the control still viable.
You probably
Yes.
still
in
had a
that
chance
standard.
against it too, right? If you knew what
Exactly.
you were doing, it's not like Elrond's Epiphany where
Now-
you're kind of screwed.
Exactly. Now you're looking in here where trying to make something with Azorius is hard.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
can do it, but you're not going to have that good of a win rate there. It's probably the better way to go, but you still don't have good counter magic. You don't have like a solid way of going, hey, you know what? I can counter that pretty quickly. I don't have a mystical dispute. I don't
Removal's
have
been pretty good.
A Dovin's veto.
not
Yeah.
even a mana leak. I
not
prefer
even
a mana leak.
Right? Like, the mana leak is Syncopate.
Yeah.
And, like, Syncopate's not that good.
Yeah. Syncopate's really not even.
Removal itself has been good, but not counter.
And then people are like,
they've sincerely printed the best removal cards that we've gotten in years. White got one
Yeah.
of the greatest removal cards hands
Yeah.
down. But it doesn't matter when the best deck in the format is I take infinite turns and just hit you with birds literally forever.
right.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, you can't remove that because
Yeah,
there's no
'cause
counter magic for it anymore.
Right now,
So
in the standard meta, if I am correct, and
If
I'm gonna
Alrund's
double
Epiphany
check.
resolves, you lose the game.
Yeah.
and your only answer is a 2-off in your sideboard,
And the thing is,
and you
pretty
hope
much-
you get it.
Pretty much.
And the thing is, it's easy to copy.
Yes.
now. They've made it easier.
Oh yeah, Galvanic Iteration.
Yeah.
was the new one they printed as well.
Exactly. Let me pull something up here with Standard. So yeah, right now in Standard, we're going to say the top tier decks that are being most played right now. I go usually by the top 4. That 5th one just always is changing constantly.
Yes.
So we have Is It Dragons, which this is an Is It form that isn't running. I don't believe it doesn't typically run Alrund's Epiphany. It's more about just being really controlled.
It runs 3 of them.
Oh, okay, this one does. Okay. Well, no, there are other ones that don't typically run it.
It's true. It's just a bunch of like Terror of the Peaks and not Terror of the Peaks.
Goldspans.
Goldspan. Yep, the one that's in Standard.
Yep.
Yeah, that one. Basically, a bunch of Goldspans and just the good dragons.
And then you have mono green aggro
Yep.
because mono green go burr. Mono white aggro because mono white
go
goes
burr.
slightly less burr, but it's still a burr.
The flying's a problem. But
Yeah. Is It Control? That's more of the Alrund's Epiphany type thing. I mean, honestly, with this list here, Is It Dragons and Is It Control are basically the same thing.
Pretty
just
much.
One runs creatures, one doesn't.
Yeah.
And then sneaking in, you have like this Orzhov Clerics, but honestly, that always changes. That 5th one on the top tier, and we're looking at MTG Goldfish here.
for the standard metagame for Standard.
Exactly. That last one is always going to change. Sometimes it's going to be Orzhov Clerics
Why
there.
don't you scroll down a little bit and then we can see like some of the
Second tier.
No. I'm not talking about second
yeah.
tier. I'm talking about the events. The events. 'Cause we'll show
Oh,
you
yeah,
which,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
which,
yeah. Let's take a look here.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's pretty much you're playing Red or Orzhov, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a lot of red slash.
Hey, someone
just-
made werewolves work.
Someone did make someone 6-0 with werewolves. Sure, there's a First is it turns, and then second is control, third is control, and then after that it's aggro.
Yep. And it's again in the type of control that's being used here. Control is a strong word
Yeah.
because a lot of people can misconstrue control for mid range.
Yes.
So
Yes.
when we're talking control, I am talking like I want to prevent you from playing Magic.
Yeah.
That means I'm countering everything. I'm bouncing everything.
My early game is countering down. It's just fighting through all of your stuff until turn 11, 12. I get my Snapcaster to hit, and I just hit you for the rest of the game.
Exactly.
That's it.
And like, or back when, going back to the 3 fairy days, for Theros Beyond Death, Throne, and then be that standard set, I was running Azorius Control because it's like, okay, I have my 3 fairies, Dream Trawlers.
Yep.
Dream Trawler was that big thing, and I had things like Mystical Dispute for the mirror matches.
Yep.
I had decent, you had decent counter magic in that set. And Dream Trawler was that big end game. It was like, cool, I'm going to Dream
I
Trawler.
resolve Dream Trawler, and that's it.
I win.
That's it. Because I draw cards. I can.
Unless you have
protect it.
Shadow Spear, I win.
Yeah, unless you have Shadow Spear, I win. And no one was running Shadow Spear because Shadow Spear at the time was bad.
Yeah.
At the time, Shadow Spear was not good in Standard. No.
Yep. It was definitely a card you put one of in the sideboard or not.
Yep.
That was it.
Generally not.
And it was a fun time because I would also run the white mythic, the one that lets you make it's 2 white and X. You from War of the Spark.
Heliod's Intervention.
No, that's
No, not
Dark War of the
it's
Spark.
the other one.
It's
War of the Spark.
Finale of Courage.
finale.
Yes.
Yeah, finale of
Finale of Courage.
Finale of something. It's probably Finale of Courage.
Not Devastation.
It's Courage.
It's Courage. You think it's
Yeah.
Well,
it's
yeah.
Glory actually.
Oh, Glory.
Oh, it's Glory. That's
Courage is
what
the
God.
good one.
Yeah.
Courage.
Yes, Finale of Glory.
Yeah, Finale
you
of
make
Glory.
a ton of dudes, and you just... That's it.
That was I ran one of those just for fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just because I could.
Yeah.
Because that deck you were flexible with. You're like, okay, you could take out like one.
You get a bunch of dudes if
anything.
you make it big enough. They're angels instead. I mean,
That's also the same deck I would Tails End a Fabled Passage.
Sure. Yeah.
And have no regrets.
Yeah, no. Absolutely just annihilate them, yeah.
Oh, I'm a monster. Anyways, no, but it's that's my biggest gripe from this past year is there's no healthy meta
It's
for
true.
for control. It's aggro, it's mid range, or it's extra turns. And you can say extra turns is control
And it is control, but
it's a
like
form of control. It's
it's-
not classic control.
it's not the control we want it to be.
yeah, it's just I take infinite turns and you lose because you can't interact with me.
Yeah. Welcome to Magic.
Yep.
Yeah, you're tapped out and you're never going to untap, so have fun.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. So with that being said, what do we hope in 2022?
I am just going to hitch my horse to Double Masters 2.
That's fair.
Pretty
That's
much.
fair.
I would hope for a Cons Fetches reprint. But that's,
So, yeah,
but
same.
that's probably not going to happen.
I'm going to try to hitch my horse to the new Commander Legend set because they're doing another D&D theme thing with Battle for Baldur's Gate.
Yep.
Who knows if they're going to do more adventure stuff? I mean, to be honest, at this point, I kind of want them to, just to try to give it a little more support. Because maybe this time they do 3 more and add more venture, and now we have 6 total. And they try to I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's going to be another Commander set. I like Commander Legends. I like the first one. So I have high hopes for the second one. Still hoping for Arcanes.
I would love to see a Lily of the Veil reprint.
Yeah,
That sounds great.
It's
That'd be
been
great.
5 years
It's been a
and
while.
she's still $80.
Double
get a Lily
Masters
reprint.
too.
Double Masters 2.
That's
They're
a good time to
reprinting
do it.
Ren in 6.
Yep.
They're reprinting Ren in 6. That's the only thing we know.
Are
is-
they gonna like fully reprint Urza too? Like, because I know they half did it in Modern Horizons 2 in the collector packs, but probably not then. No.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. In 2022, I'm really hoping that
Maybe
we
Chalice reprint.
Chalice would be nice.
Chalice would be
Chalice
great. No,
would be
you're
nice.
good. You're good.
Sorry.
Chalice
No,
would be
yeah.
great.
I'm excited for these future standard sets. I love how really think Kamigawa is going to be fun
Yeah.
because I loved Kamigawa back in the
I'm hoping
day.
Kamigawa shakes it up.
I hope it does.
Standard. I hope it shakes standard up in a big
I
way.
want it to shake it up. I mean, that's every.
Now, to be
body's
fair,
hope
we're gonna
in
have a lot of
Standard.
Demir Ninjutsu. There's gonna be a lot of that going around.
I'm fine with
But-
that. I'm fine with that.
I don't know.
And I'm also hoping that Wizards gets their backbone back.
Start
Guess
printing
that-
powerful cards. Be ready to take the L.
Throw
It's
it out
okay if
there.
you have to.
It's okay. Magic has always been about some things work, some things don't. You learn and you move on from that.
Every card can't be a home run.
You can play test as much as you want, but it's never the same as like throwing a card out in the wild and seeing what happens.
Exactly. And I mean that's the biggest thing. I think those are that's what I would hope to see in 2022. Wizards getting back to how they were going, saying, "Hey, you know what? Let's print this powerful thing. If it's too powerful, okay, we'll give it the
We'll
band
address
stamp.
it, yeah.
We'll address it. We'll figure something out with that. But let us have fun.
Yeah.
Let us go crazy. Like, because let me tell you something. As much flack as Throne of Eldraine got, I had fun in the beginning.
So everybody's like, "Oh, Throne of Eldraine sucks." No, that set's good.
set's
The reason why you
solid,
think
yeah.
it sucks is because every set around it sucked, so it just blew everything out of the water. That's why you think it's too good. It's every other format. Throne of Eldraine is a fine set.
Yeah.
It's a fine set. Was Oko too good? Yeah, Oko was too good, and that's why it got banned. Like
Once upon a time.
once upon a time, a literal mistake. I sincerely don't know how that one got through playtesting. That's just me.
I'm glad it did.
It got banned. It got banned before Oko.
Once upon a time did nothing wrong.
Once upon a time died for Tron's sins.
Yes, it did.
Please give it back to me.
I need it.
I need it.
And I mean, that set also brought Fires of Invention.
Fires of Invention.
good
That
card.
was such an interesting card.
It is
was
an interesting card. Again,
Lucky Charm.
Lucky Charm. The adventure mechanic is good. I like it.
Bring it back.
Bring it back.
Throne of Eldraine 2.
Yes,
Do
I
it
would
again.
love with Throne of
Let's do
Eldraine
it.
2. Yeah.
I come at me.
Yeah, okay. You can do whatever you want to me, comments. I don't give a shit.
But I think that is all we got for today.
Yeah,
I think we
that's
did-
pretty good.
So, welcome to 2022, guys.
Yeah,
We
welcome.
will see you next week. Hopefully, there'll be some more new stuff. But if not, we'll figure something out.
We'll be here.
We'll be here. So,
Will you?
my name's Andrew.
I'm happy.
And I'm Elijah.
This has been the MTG Rundown. We'll see you next week.
Later, nerds.
Later.